Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Rams Insider Podcast. I'm your host and beat writer, Brock Vieira. You can check out all of our work at www.si.com/NFL /Rams /on SI, where we drop double digit pieces of content every single day on the Rams, what you're looking to know about the team, and of course, their preparations for the NFC Championship game against the Seattle Seahawks. And there's so much great stuff to cover there. But this episode is talking about the finalists for the Offensive Player of the Year award. This award is voted on by the Associated Press. They're the same people that vote on the MVP award. And what's surprising is that Drake May of the New England Patriots was listed as both a candidate for MVP and also the Offensive Player of the Year award. May and Matthew Stafford, Rams quarterback, are expected to be the two runners for the MVP award, and I want to talk about what May's nomination to the Offensive Player of the Year award means. So, while not in definition, in reality, I've always viewed as the MVP in the modern era as a quarterback award that maybe sometimes a running back could win if they had a ridiculous season, but probably not considering the season Saquon Barkley had last year and the fact that he didn't win the award. He won Offensive Player of the Year award. You can go back 2021 with the same thing when Aaron Rodgers won MVP, and of course Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year. And to be honest, both players should have won those awards, but Cooper Kupp, being a Triple Crown winner, had the biggest argument to say that he deserved the MVP as a wide receiver, establishing the rules that MVP is for the quarterbacks, Offensive Player of the Year is for everyone that's not the quarterback, except offensive linemen. This year, wherever you want to say MVP, whether it's Stafford or May, it's one of those two. Of course, I say Stafford because of certain historical precedents, but there are many valid arguments from May, and regardless of who you pick, there really isn't a wrong answer. The problem that I have is how this thing is starting to shake up. It appears that Stafford is going to win MVP and May is going to win Offensive Player of the Year. I don't think that's how you should do it. I think that if you can't decide on MVP, you should co-MVP it because I did with Peyton Manning and Steve McNair back in the day, and then let a non-quarterback win the Offensive Player of the Year award. The precedent that has been set time and time again. Puka Nakua and Jackson Smith and Jigba, in my opinion, are the number one and number two guys for the award. You can even throw Christian McCaffrey in there for the year that he had. And honestly, those three guys, I have no problem with who anyone wants to win that award. It's fair. The other player listed is Bijan Robinson, and I would say Bijan Robinson should win the award. Unfortunately, due to things out of his control, just issues with the Falcons, he didn't get to have the year that I think that he could have had. And because of that, that's why I don't think he's going to win the award. But I also want to give Bijan Robinson his respect as well because he had a phenomenal season. And the film is prevalent as ever. In the right system, he will be one of the best, if not the best running back in all of football. Regardless of all those arguments, Drake May doesn't deserve to win Offensive Player of the Year. Drake May deserves to win MVP. This shouldn't be taken as a second place award to MVP because though you think one guy won it, the other guy didn't deserve to lose. In that case, you award co MVPs. I think that most people would be accepting of that because May and Stafford have been so effective, have been so valuable for the teams. And I'll make the argument that if you put May in the Rams system and you put Stafford in the Patriots system, neither works. Though if both quarterbacks be in their own systems, both work. And I'm sure people are going to say, well, Drake may be in a Sean McVay system. That's going to work because May has a good arm and he has the mobility to help make up for other parts of his game. True, but there's also a reason why Stafford threw over 100 more passes than May throughout the entire season. That's because there are certain throws that Sean McVay believes that Stafford can make that Drake May has proven that he can't. We're not going to go to the numbers because we don't have all day, but those are the facts. But in the same breath, has Stafford been put in the Patriots offense that would require a little more athleticism, that would require the more run pass balance, that would require a quarterback to lean on his run game more? I don't think Stafford would be effective in that system. I think May is perfectly built for the Patriots system. And that's why there's such effective and talented players. So don't take away the Offensive Player of the Year award from another deserving candidate because Jackson Smith and Jigba, the season that he has had, there is zero reason why he should walk away without an award. Same thing for Puka Nakua. Same thing for Christian McCaffrey, and of course extends to Bijan Robinson as well. If you're gonna say that none of those guys are deserving for offensive player of the year award, I think it sets a bad precedent. I think it says that no matter what you do, if you if you do anything remotely close to what a quarterback does, even if you exceed what he does, it doesn't matter because the quarterback is the be all end all position, and that's not how it should be. If there is a question about the candidacies of the other players, I would like to hear it. Because when you look at the film, when you look at the stats, you look at every argument, these guys are the best of the best. And looking at history, guys who have done what they've done or even less have won this award. And just because, like I said, there's another great quarterback that shouldn't mean anything. Drake May is not versatile enough of a weapon to award it over a wide receiver or a running back that goes out every Sunday and dominates. And you have 3, 4 guys on that listed there. So that's all I have to say about the topic. I do think that depending on how this award kind of shakes out, because I don't think Drake May should also walk away from the season awardless. I think there needs to be a deeper dive into the award system and what do we as a league and as media and whatever a person's involvement is, what do you want to prioritize for generations to come? Because there's a lot of guys that are deserving. And if you want to give out multiple awards for just being deserving, okay, you can go in that direction. If you want to say, hey, we're only going to give out 2 awards, one's an MVP, and we all know it's going to the quarterback, and the other is Offensive Player of the Year, all go to the non-quarterback, that's great. But when you start to, you know, mirror these lines and have them blend in together, it creates a sense of unfairness. It creates a lack of balance in the league. And for a league that's already so quarterback driven, financially, place style, however you want to say it, it just makes others feel that whatever they do, it will never be good enough. And when you stop asking your players to reach the top, the next great standard, that's where the production starts to fall. I don't expect that to happen to players. Players are ultra competitive, but they're also owed their due. This has been Brock Vieira for the Los Angeles Rams Insider Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. Take care.